Hi everyone, it's Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is today's project. It's a long skinny box, and I made this really as a way of using up the little bits and pieces of paper and card and things that you get left over when you make bigger projects. Actually, this one holds incense sticks. But you could put pencils in there, I don't know, pens, just adjust the length to whatever you've got to put, whatever you've got to go in there. So stay with me and I will show you how I made it. Before I started, I measured up my incense sticks and they were 8 inches long. So I cut my dapper denim to 10 inches, so that's 8 inches plus a bit to allow for the turnovers at the top and the bottom. And because I haven't got very many of them, I want a very narrow box, so I've cut this to 3.5 inches. So I'm going to start on the long side to begin with, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and at 3 inches. Whoops, skipped out. That's going to have to be the bottom. We'll cover that up, and then turning it on the long side, I'm scoring it at 1/2 inch, 9 inches, and 9.5 inches. Okay, and what I will do, I will take a photo of my notes and I will put that on my blog, okay, so that you can refer to that later. Now I'm going to burnish those folds that I just made. And for once I am remembering to do this before I actually start cutting bits off, because it is easier if you remember to do it at this stage. So that's going to be the shape of my box, but I need to cut away some pieces that I don't need. Now this is the end with, did I do this? No, I didn't. Sorry about that. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I finish doing my burnishing. There you go. Right, now I'm going to do some chopping off. So this is going to be the bottom of the box, and so I'm going to snip out So now I've got all my folds burnished, I'm going to go and do some cutting at the bottom of 3, 2, 1. So all my folds are burnished, so now I want to cut away some of the excess pieces that I don't need. So I'm just having a look at the pattern of the one that I made earlier. So I'm just going to snip up these little skinny bits, and this is going to be the bottom of the box. Okay, whoops. And this corner I'm just taking right away, and I'm just snipping up the corner. And then at this end, where I've got the 2 lots of folds, I'm snipping away here. I'm taking that bit out. I've just got to think about this now, because otherwise I will cut away the wrong piece. Okay, so this is the front of my box. So I don't need that piece, and I don't need any of these pieces. Just going to chop that away, and I don't need that piece, going to down to there. So what have I got so far? Yep, that's looking right, and I don't need any of that piece either. I'm just going to flip and just clip out those little pieces there and there. Okay. I have to think about that, otherwise it would have all gone a bit wrong. Alright, so that is what my box is looking like at the moment. I'm going to put the decorative paper onto the box at this stage because it's much easier to do it now than it is to do it when the box is all constructed. And I've got 2 little strips of, this is Peekaboo Peach envelope paper. Couldn't think of the word for a minute. And I've cut 2 strips that are 8 1/4 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and I want to put a little notch for my thumb on this side, so I've got a 1/2 inch punch, and I'm just going to line up my envelope paper with the top of my my card here, and I'm just centering that. So I don't want a huge amount, I just want a little notch for my thumb to go in when I'm trying to get things out. So now I have my snail. And I'm going to give my envelope paper a jolly good coating of snail. Now I'm making these as an incense box. But of course you don't have to do that, because you could put pencils in here, pens. You just need to adjust the length a bit. So you just need to measure up whatever it is you're putting in, and then add a 1/2 inch at the bottom and 1 inch at the top to your final finished length, and there you are. Right, so that's the front, so now I'm going to put a piece onto the back as well. And now I'm going to use tear and tape to close the long side of the box. I'm putting it on the side that I cut the notches out of, and I know it does tear, this tape does tear. Actually, I've picked up the wrong tape, never mind. Nobody saw. Let's just pretend. Okay, and I'm going to put, let's see, that's the front, so I need to put a bit of tape on there. And when you're doing this, put your piercing tool down and don't stab yourself in the thumb with it like I have just done, because that is not good. Okay. So that goes over there, and everything matches up nice and neat and tidy. And there is my incense box. Almost, or it will be once I've done the bottom. So flaps fold in, flap folds in, backing comes off the tear and tape, and there it is. And then that I'm going to do a couple more snips. I'm just going to cut a sliver . Tangled myself up in my scissors. That was good. Okay, just cutting off just a little sliver from the top of the flap. So that goes in there, that goes in there, and that goes on top of there. And there is my long skinny box. I'm using one of the messages from Thoughtful Banners, and it is thank you, there it is. It's that one there. And I've already mounted it up on my block. I've got a piece of Very Vanilla already, and I've got my Dapper Denim ink. And This is a very juicy ink pad because it's very new. So see, I've caught it a little bit there. So I've got a bit of paper towel here, so I'm going to wipe that off my block because, you know, better safe than sorry. And I'm just going to press down quite lightly and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, because it's photopolymer, I've got my silicone mat underneath, which, to be honest, I tend to leave there most of the time because I find it a very, very useful thing to work on. In fact, I have 2 of them because I lost one once. Right, now I'm going to bring my box back in because I want to make sure that my thank you is pointing in the right direction. So I want to have it over towards the further end of this punch. This is the new classic label punch, and I'm just lining up my sentiment in the window there, and snip, there it is. So I've got a scrap of Dapper Denim, and this is a 1 3/8 inch circle punch. Now actually this punch is probably a little bit larger than the scrap of paper that I've got here. There we go. Because that's the bit I cut all wiggly. But I never throw anything away because you can always use them in other ways. Okay, so 3 flowers here, which I've stamped with the Petite Petal stamp set, and I shaped them. I just put them on my foam mat, and I got my flower tool in. And the reason why I'm not showing you that is because when I was doing it, I forgot to turn the camera on. So now you know. I'm on a fun day here today. We have the South Wales Air Show going on outside, so I'm sort of filming in between little bits of it, but the red arrows have been over now, and that generally means that they've finished for the day. So let me bring this back in. So I want that to be kind of around about there, and that to be kind of around about there. Right, okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mount my 3 flowers onto the Dapper Denim, and for that I am going to use my fast fuse. So I'm just going to put just a little bit in the middle of my circle there, and I'm just going to arrange my flowers. Okay, right, now I've got some of our Bermuda Bay sequin trim here, and it's not exactly the same colour obviously, because if it was it would be called Dapper Denim, but it's in the same sort of family. It you know, it's quite friendly to the Dapper Denim. So I'm going to put some of that directly onto our box here. Okay, so now it's coming together, and a little bit of fast fuse on the end of this, and we're going to stick it at a jaunty angle. There we go. And if you don't like jaunty angles, well, you know, you can always stick it straight. There are no stamping police. And last of all, I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals onto the back of my disc of card here. Push that out of the way. And there you go. So here is my finished project, and as I said at the beginning of the video, this has been more about showing you a way of using up all those little bits of card and paper that you've got left over. But it would hold pencils, pens. If you've got long skinny chocolates, they would go in there, and in my case I've got incense sticks in there. So I do hope that you have enjoyed this project, and if so, please give me a thumbs up. You can leave a comment underneath this video, and you can also find how to get to my blog, my Facebook page and my online stamping shop. But for now, Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.